Hi everyone, my name is Peyton. I'm a junior economics major, and my research is on the economic impact of sports gambling legalization. In the United States, sports gambling used to be largely restricted by an act called the PASPA, but the Supreme Court overturned it in 2018. And the recency of this ruling makes the economic impact of sports gambling legalization largely unknown, but it has massive implications given the size of the sports gambling market. While the PASPA was still in place, it was estimated that the amount wagered every year on sports illegally was over $150 billion. So the casinos and the states that will potentially implement legal sports gambling could potentially make a lot in terms of casino and state tax revenues. Additionally, for us as members of the Creighton community, I think this is interesting because it means we can finally start making money by betting against Husker football. All jokes aside, there are large national implications for sports gambling legalization. This figure shows all 50 states and their status in terms of legal sports gambling. 23 states so far have passed measures to legalize sports gambling, and another 19 have proposed measures to do so. So there's clearly large national implications as most states are looking like they will legalize sports gambling. My study is focusing on the state of Iowa, which was one of the first states to legalize sports gambling, and using it as a case study to determine the national implications of sports gambling. Additionally, Iowa is one of the few states that offers mobile sports gambling. So far in Iowa, you can go into a state and get an app set up that lets you bet from anywhere within state lines on sports. So this adds a new dynamic as well. And the key component I'm looking at is the cannibalization effect, which is the potential for when a firm introduces a new product, that some of its revenues that it generates will come at the expense of revenues from their other products. So with sports gambling, I'm looking at the potential that the sports gambling revenues we observe come at the expense of slot and table game revenues. And we've seen this in the gambling market before with the introduction of things like a state lottery, which has been shown to drive revenue away from other forms of gambling. So this will indicate whether or not sports gambling creates an injection of new spending in the economy, or if it's more so just a shift from other gambling outlets. The way I analyzed this was 6 different OLS regression models. I had the equation for one shown on screen, and they were primarily to predict casino and state tax revenues as functions of sports betting revenues. I also indicated a binary variable to indicate if the casino offered mobile sports gambling or not, because not all of Iowa casinos do offer mobile sports gambling. And so what my analysis largely showed was that cannibalization does occur at certain levels of sports betting revenues, and that mobile sports betting heightens the cannibalization effect. So what this essentially means is that when a casino has a certain level of sports betting revenues, and especially if they offer mobile sports betting, some of that revenue will come at the expense of slot and table revenues. So for the casinos and the states that are considering legalizing sports gambling, they need to take the cannibalization effect into account if they're still trying to maximize total casino and state tax revenues. That's all I have. Thank you for watching.